Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing something slightly different. I'm going to be talking over this beautiful imagery. I woke up today feeling quite low, and part of that is because I do feel quite immobile as a result of my ankle injury. And so I've been watching quite a lot of media and reading to pass the time. And I am appreciative of that, but I do feel a little bit restricted. I'm starting to feel a little bit restricted. But something that I was thinking about that came across my mind as I was looking at one of these videos is just wondering about elders. Like, what is the role of elders in your life? For a very long time, I have gone through life believing that I have an inner elder, right? An inner elder being my intuition, that wisdom within that knows where I should go, when I should go. It doesn't always know how, but it knows where I should go or what I need to do next. And God and slash the universe, ancestors, the powers that be, support me in getting to that place. I don't have to figure out the how, I just figure out the where. And yeah, I just often think about like how elders are something that all of us need. Because in my culture, I'm from the Tswana culture, we rely quite heavily on elders when we get to a point where we are struggling to move forward, or we can't see a way forward, or we would like some guidance and wisdom from someone who's older. And I think coming to the US and also having lived in Sweden, I've noticed how those cultures deal with elders. It's a very different relationship to what we have in my home country of South Africa. And I think there is this beautiful, I want to call it a symbiotic relationship that exists between elders and young ones when both are allowing for it to be this way. So when elders are willing to hear the perspective of young people who are living more within more agility or with a more agile way of operating and with more comfort in the current reality, right, or current generation, with all its technology and gadgets and pacing and platforms, way of life, systems, etc., and beliefs even, that young people can help navigate that. And on the other hand, young people, hopefully, if they're able to respect and see the value in the wisdom that comes from lived experience, from elders who, yes, may have lived through a different generation and a different time, but who have wisdom to offer as a result of the experiences they have had themselves. Now, I don't necessarily think that everyone who's of a certain age is an elder in the sense that they're wise. So obviously discernment is a thing. But I do feel like in my culture, I've been privileged enough to have, firstly, my parents who are quite wise. I do admit that sometimes I have to squeeze information out of them because both my parents are people who want me to live fully as myself and to make my own decisions, whatever they may be. And of course, they want the best for me, but they are very much, I would say, brilliant parents in the sense that they are there to guide me, but they're also there to support me when I make mistakes. If I make mistakes, and they're also there to say, do what feels good for you. Do what feels right for you. You're the only one who has access to your inner map that helps navigate you to different places and different spaces, and you need to honor that over anything else. And we're here to guide you and give you some feedback when and if you need it, but we're not going to tell you what to do and how to do it before you've even embarked on the journey. And in my older years, I'm appreciating that so much more. It also means that when I do eventually go to my parents to ask them for help or support or feedback or wisdom or guidance on anything, they understand that I'm genuinely wanting to hear what they think about a particular topic. and they give me their honest, unfiltered opinion about it. So, all of this to say, I've been privileged enough to have access to elders who do have wisdom, who I can come to with literally anything. Like, I know for a fact I can go to my parents with any issue under the sun, and they will be there to listen, to guide, to give wisdom, to support. And my parents are also like people who are in touch with their emotions. So I will also know how they feel about it. They will share that with me. Or I'll see it written all over their faces. I mean, I haven't seen them in a long time in person, but I can hear it in their voices as well. And inversely, they're also interested in hearing wisdom from me and how I navigate the world and what I see, what I notice, how I think I navigate the world, and I take some of those ways that I navigate the world and I filter it and give them what I think would work for them. And yeah, it's just been such a beautiful process to be in relationship with my parents who are aging, where our relationship has. Oops, I need to go for a second. I ordered some food because of my ankle. Okay, it has been a beautiful experience to be in relationship with my parents who are aging, who are also able to and have found a way to, both of us have, all of us have been able to evolve our relationship as we've grown, right? My parents still see me as their child because I will forever be their daughter. I'll forever be their child. That's our biological family tree relationship. But I think we've been able to transcend that, or to, how do I say this? Move past those labels and those roles and evolve our relationship to a place where we are people interacting with each other. And I would say that that's been one of the most enriching relationships I've had in my life, actually, the relationship that I share with my parents, where I've been able to forgive some of the things that I feel like they could have done better as parents. And in that process of forgiving my parents, I've been able to transform what I understood as them doing things incorrectly or doing things that harmed me, to then look at them as people and walk in their shoes for a second to understand why they made the decisions they made, when they made them, how they made them. And for me, this evolution that happens when you become older, as you grow older, and you start to see, hopefully you get to the point where you start to see your parents as people, it actually brings so much dignity and humanity to the relationship. At some point, our parents have to be removed from the pedestals that they are on. And I feel like removing your parents from the pedestals that they are on allows them to also be human and to truly see you and feel seen. Not only through the lens or the filter of being your parent, right? Your mom or your dad or whatever, your guardian, but also as another person on this planet who has experienced life, who has, given life to you and guided you to the best of their abilities, and is now able to meet you somewhere as an adult. I feel very sad when I think about people who aren't able to get to that place with their parents. I actually feel a deep sense of sadness for people whose relationships get stuck in that phase or stage of parent-child, and that's that. Because I just think there is so much beauty in this evolution of the parent-child relationship. And my parents are elders to me. They're elders to me, and I gain so much from this relationship with them. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm just so grateful for that. And something that I've been thinking a lot about as I've been growing myself and getting older is capturing my parents' wisdom. You know, when I'm with my parents, I actually, since I was 13, I feel like I've been very good and conscious about, not good, good was not the word, more like conscious about asking my parents questions that are important to me, understanding them as people, understanding their childhood, understanding their decision making, understanding their priorities, understanding their fears, their goals, their dreams, their regrets, their visions for the future, what they could do differently moving forward, what they've learned from life. You know, also hearing about memories that they have that are front of mind for them or memories that shaped them the most. I think a lot of us have defining moments. Some of us have a lot of defining moments in our lives. Some people have one or two, right? And these moments can shape the rest of your life in a way that others just don't. And so finding out what these defining moments are for my parents has been something that is so enriching. Yeah, so I just, was thinking a lot about this relationship with elders and just thinking about, especially because I live in New York, I'm so far away from my family, which is such an anchor for me and a place that I find a deep sense of belonging. Of course, no families are perfect. So I find belonging in many different places. And I don't necessarily believe that you have to find every sense of belonging in your family of origin. And I'm lucky in that I am a part of many different communities that activate and stimulate and inspire and hold and support and agitate different parts of me, different parts of myself. And my family of origin is a big part of that. And my relationship with my parents is a big part of that. I sometimes think about how I feel like I chose my parents, you know, before I came here. And I know it sounds wacky. It sounds wacky, but I do feel that way. I remember on my mom's 60th birthday, we had a surprise birthday for her. God. And two things stick out for me from that memory. The one is just being able to see my mom so joyful and almost even being able to see her inner child. We had gotten, I don't know what you call them in your culture, but drum majorets or drummies. I think here it's called, in the US, it's called a marching band, kind of, but it's different in South Africa, it's slightly different. And they were performing for my mom. And my mom was so joyful. She joined them. And she actually started doing the moves, with her stick and everything. Because she used to be a drum majorette when she was young. And the interesting thing is I never knew that about my mom. Even though I have been spending so much time getting to know her and asking her important questions. It was just such a beautiful moment of seeing almost like a part of my mom's history in that snapshot. Like I literally could see my mom as a young girl. And I just feel so honored to have been able to see that. And then the second thing that sticks out to me is when we were all giving speeches for my mom. I looked at her and I said to her, I'm so lucky that we chose each other to be in each other's lives. And I do feel like my bond with my parents is a soul bond. And I'm someone who believes that we consent and we choose before we come here being planet Earth, to experience life. And I believe that we do choose our families of origin. And more than the people we choose, I think we choose the experiences that are going to grow our souls the most. And I feel honored that I was gifted / selected these parents who our relationships have by no means been easy. Please don't think that because I'm at this place talking about my parents like this, that we've had an easy, simple, stress-free, pain-free relationship. No, that's not the case. And I almost feel like because we've had so many painful, difficult, challenging moments of disagreement, that we've been able to build such a meaningful relationship. Because with my parents, I've learned how to move through disagreement, how to move through, not past, not around, not under, but through painful moments. How to apologize, how to forgive, how to accept an apology, how to be patient, and all the little ingredients that are required in the recipe of how to move through situations that are difficult, that are challenging, that often feel insurmountable. And I'm forever grateful to my parents for that. Yeah. Just wanted to share that. Often when I start talking, I have like one word in my mind. And today the word that I had in my mind was elder and guidance and wisdom. But it started with elder. And then I end up where I end up in this in whatever the conversation is. Or it's not really a conversation because it's a monologue, more like I'm just talking, sharing my thoughts. So, landing where I've landed, I'm curious to understand from you, what is your relationship to the elders in your life? Do you have elders in your life? How do you define an elder? You know, what are the characteristics, the guiding principles of a relationship with an elder? Anything, please share with me, because I actually spent quite a lot of time thinking about this relationship to elders, whether it's my own inner elder that is with me all the time and knows best, who I sometimes listen to. I actually often listen to her. And when I do listen to her, I'm guided to the most absolutely life-changing, transformative experiences. Way more than I could ever imagine for myself, by myself. And I also steer clear of danger when I listen to my inner elder, which is also known as your intuition or my intuition. And so, yeah, that's my question to you. What is your relationship to all the elders, whether it's the inner elder that I believe we all possess, or the elders that are around you, that are planted alongside you, that you grew from, whether it's a branch in the sense of a family of origin, or whether it's, you know, someone that you've met who's a mentor that serves this role or fulfills this role. Yeah, please let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what comes up for you, and any of the questions that are answered. I would love very much to hear from you. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for lending me your ear. Thank you for taking your time to spend it with me and to think with me, feel with me. And I hope you have a wonderful day further. Thank you.